Hey guys, this is Ameritrash telemarketer, and I have wearing in my possession the 2025 Arcteryx ski guide jacket. And man, I love this jacket. I think Arcteryx just hit a home run. I don't know if you guys watched my video last year about the 2024 ski jacket, which had like the Beta AR hood, and I wasn't really that much of a fan of that hood for backcountry skiing. And although I thought the jacket was really cool, there's a lot of things I loved about it. I critiqued it fairly hard, and I can't help but wonder if someone from Arcteryx watched that video and incorporated my feedback into this jacket. And if that was the case, thank you, Arcteryx, because you guys listened and you made an awesome product. So some things I love about this jacket. Essentially what you have is the Alpha SV hood, maybe even a little bit bigger because ski helmets are bigger, but you have just an awesome hood. So now, when it's stormy out, I don't know if you can tell, I mean, I don't have my ski hood on, but you can tell this thing's going over a hood, and it's protecting me, you know, like I can do this, which I love that, because there's a lot of days where I'm skiing powder, or I'm just skiing and it's really stormy and I'm on the lift, and I gotta be able to, you know, just protect my face. Like the old ski guide jacket with that Beta AR hood, when you were wearing a helmet, it really left a lot to be desired as far as protecting your face. And also this hood comes up kind of like further, so that, you know, even when you don't have the hood up, you can really duck underneath and do this, which protects your face in high winds, which often happen on ski lifts. So that's just, you know, right off the bat, you've got a different hood, a better hood. And now I don't have to have two jackets, one for backcountry and one for resort. This thing will do great in the backcountry because I can put it on over my soft shell for when I'm touring. So, you know, I'm touring up in my soft shell, I get to the top, it's windy, I'm about to drop in, I can throw this over everything, and it'll block the wind and the elements, and add a significant amount of warmth when you put it over a soft shell. So that's just amazing. And then the other thing that they did was, you know, last year I didn't like how, if you look on these things, they have a push to talk point, and it's on both sides now. Because the problem I was having with the other side is that, you know, I like my dominant hand to be in control of my airbag, and then I also keep my phone here. So I was like, man, you know, I'd really rather have my radio and operate my push to talk with my left hand. And so they did that, but they gave you the option because there's one on the other side too. So you're not limited. You know, if you prefer it's on the right side, you can do it on the right side. If you want it on the left side, you can do it on the left side. That's really cool. And then you look at the pockets, and man, so, you know, well, right off the bat, they redesigned the top chest pockets. And what they did is they made box construction. So now the pockets are bigger. And what's really great about that, and I really appreciate Arcteryx doing this, is that, you know, it adds complexity to the construction. But what it means is that when I'm layering and I've got my coffee and you know, just all sorts of crap in the jacket, that when I put stuff in my pocket, it's not pushing up against my chest, it's pushing out. So it doesn't compress the layers. It doesn't make you feel encumbered when you have a lot of things in your pockets. So this was a noticeable improvement. And, you know, box construction on both sides, you can see it on the outside, and then you can see it on this side. That's like a little detail that maybe, like, unless you're in the industry and you really care about sewing, you wouldn't notice, but like, it matters, and it makes the jacket more complicated to produce. They kept the side pockets the same, where they go all the way up. Like my hands are up here and down there. So I've got like hand warmer pockets, but also I've got the ability to put large items in there and just, you know, really overload it. And then the other thing that they did when they listened is I got double drop pockets. So, you know, that was one thing I didn't like about the old jacket, is that I only had one drop pocket. I use these drop pockets for, you know, I'll put gloves in here, hats in here. Sometimes, like, I'll actually put a mid layer in there. Like if I start skiing and I have a vest on, like a little thin puffy vest, I might stick that in there. I just like having options. And I mean, obviously people will put their skins in there. So this is now more of like the DNA of like a classic ski jacket. And then they also put a security pocket in here, which is great. So, you know, if you want to have something in there, you've got a zip pocket that's mesh. So, you know, just like really awesome. And then one of my favorite features is they've got this pocket. So this isn't a pocket, this is a pass-through. And what you can do is you can zip it. Now the old one you couldn't do this. So you unzip it, okay? And right here, I'm gonna leave it up to your imagination why you might want to do this. Well, we'll kind of tell you, but maybe to like do a J on the chairlift. But basically what you can do now is you can take this and run your hand up here. So check this out. Come on in here, guy. And do a little like flick, flick, flick. And so I can't tell you, you know, how useful that would be for different people, but I've always wanted to see this in a jacket, and that's just so awesome. I don't know if they were thinking about this when they did that, but if they did, whoever did this, you're a badass. And I'm sure there's a lot of ski guides and skiers and Canadians and people that would just like to be able to do that. So, or you could use it for radio or whatever you want to do. But I mean, what a cool feature. Like, I've never seen that on a jacket. Solves some problems for me on a powder day. So that's an amazing feature. You still got your tether in here, which I love. And I think they made it a little longer this year, which is cool. I add a bungee to it because I like to have a little bungee, you know, and you can easily do that. Yeah, so that's the pocket configuration. The material they upgraded from 80 denier to 100 denier. So now it's the most durable material that they make out of their jackets. So this is like, this is a tank, you know, but it's also, as opposed to using like the heavy backing, like on the Sabre, it's like a Gore-Tex Pro shell. So it's still lightweight. This jacket will still roll up and pack into your pack for backcountry skiing. But it's also going to last. Like, I imagine this is going to be my favorite jacket for many years to come. I think that this actually kind of has approached to me, you know, when form follows function, and you look at something where you say, you know, everything here is thought out, everything here has a purpose, and there's no waste. I think that's what you're seeing here. Is you're seeing a jacket that has all the features you need and none of the features you don't. And, you know, I don't know why Arcteryx is not going to sell this jacket directly to the public. I think maybe with the professionals, that they're gonna pioneer some of this stuff, and then this will trickle down into like maybe a new Sabre. I think a lot of people would love to be able to buy this configuration, but without like the color scheme, because I do think it is important as a guide to have a unique color. So having the orange on the hood is kind of Arcteryx's way of signifying that you're a professional, and that, you know, they don't do that with any other products. So I get that. I think we need to have, you know, I like what they're doing with the Arcteryx professional line. This jacket's also manufactured in Canada, and you know, that's just really cool because that's in Arcteryx's, I think it's their factory in Vancouver. So this is made by a Canadian who's making a living wage, and they're doing the best work that can possibly be done. And I think that's worth something. So, you know, everything about this, the quality control is perfect. The design is essentially perfect. It's great when a company looks at its user group base and listens to criticism and says, you know, if this person says, hey, like, this jacket's great, but it should be this way, because, you know, I'm always a big proponent of Arcteryx manufacturing process. So I think that's part of the feedback loop that just makes a company amazing, is that when the company looks at its users and says, this is what our users want, and we're going to give our users what we want. And I started this whole mission on getting a new ski shell like 3-4 years ago, and I couldn't find a jacket that really did everything I wanted to do, and this one does. I mean, this jacket is just, to me, I don't use these words lightly, but to me, it's a masterpiece. And Arcteryx, you obviously listened, and I want to say to you guys that if whoever it was at Arcteryx that listened to me, I have a lot more design input. I have some ideas for other products, and I just had a baby, so I'm trying to, I bought this jacket myself. I'm trying. I would really appreciate it if you guys could send me some product to review. But I'm also interested in trying to profit off of my designs that are innovative. And so this next round of videos, I'm going to focus less on sharing my design elements to the general public, and instead I'm going to send them directly to Arcteryx and see what happens. But I just got a bunch of new kit from them. I got the Cerium SV jacket and vest, which are both really nice. I'm stoked about those. And I got the Practitioner jacket, which is, again, just a really nice piece. So I'm going to look at those pieces. I'm going to review them. And also, there's several products I'd like to see made that just aren't on the market, that incorporate basically things that I would like to see because of the way I'm using things when I'm in the field. That is it's just a little bit different than maybe what is the orthodox way of layering or clothing. But yeah, it's ski season is taking off. I had my baby last year. He's 8.5 months. He's starting to get into trouble crawling around. Life is good. Spread the stoke. Be kind to one another. And also, you should all read the Declaration of Human Rights. It's a cool thing. Yeah, man. Anyway, just enjoy the mountains and have a good day. And thanks a lot, guys. Sweet.
Yeah.